Hey, welcome to my vlog. This is Rachel over at Moonlight Library. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe. If you're not new here, then welcome back, and I'm very glad to see you. In this vlog, I got these books that I will be reading, 5 books. This is Rachel from the future. I just never got around to filming this clip. So I've already actually read all 5 of these, but I'm gonna not give you any reactions. No reactions, because you'll see in the vlog what I think. I found these 5 books. I'm reading them I read them for my young adult class in my master's library science. I'm going to say that a lot because I'm very obsessive about repeating things. So I found these for that class. I did a TBR game where I picked out which were the last 5 I was going to read for that class, 2 of which I picked myself. If you haven't checked that out, go check that out after this. I guess I just gave it all away. I'll give it all away in this video, but like, I don't know. I want you to watch this and that. To be a do. Fit me a do. That doesn't make sense. So these are the last 5 books I'm going to be reading for that class, or in this vlog I will be, and I'm going to tell you what they are now. Here are the winners. So this is Black Flamingo by Atta. I'm just going to tell you a couple of things. It's a book in verse. It's about a gay teenager in London. Goes from the point he's like a child up until he's about 19 or 20, and just kind of finding himself, finding his voice, finding out who he is and how he like wants to represent himself, and no longer feeling like he's in between worlds and not really meshing with any of his cultures or like anything, because he's like I don't know who I am. No reaction. Booked by Kwame Alexander. This is another book in verse because, you know, can't stop, won't stop. Boom. This is Nick Hall. He is a soccer player. No, I won't show you that. Little secrets. I got little secrets. So this follows Nick Hall. He's a soccer player, kind of normal kid, 12 years old, as he finds his way through life and figured like family stuff and all of that. Big bombshell thing happens to him, as they say in the description, and we'll find out together what that is. Yeah. Next one, third one, is, I was going to say last one, Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. This was a mystery young adult series that the first in a series. That's it follows 2 timelines, 1920s and present day, at this kind of elite boarding school that has all sorts of smart people, and this girl goes there in the present day to try and solve this crime that happened in the 1920s. Next one is Anna Dressed in Blood by Kendare Blake, and that's going to follow Kaz as he is a ghost hunter, teenage ghost hunter. He's like, you know, I'm going to kill them ghosts, and he moves to Canada with his mom. They move around so he can kill ghosts, and he meets Anna Dressed in Blood, and that is the ghost he is there to hunt. No reactions. Last but not least, Moxie by Mathieu. God, I should have looked that up. Okay, so Moxie. Moxie is about Viv Carter, and her mom was a riot girl in her youth, and Viv is learning about feminism, girl power, and standing up for what she believes in. So those are the 5 books I'm gonna read. Enjoy yourself as you watch me read these books and my reactions, because we'll see what it's like. Okay, bye. Enjoy the vlog. Hey. So I am starting my first book. That's Black Flamingo. It's by Atta. I'm pretty excited. It's all told in verse. Takes place in London. It's about a black gay teenager. Yeah, teen. He's half Jamaican, half Greek, and he's kind of figuring out his identity in a way, because he's like never quite feeling Greek or Black enough, and it's probably like dualities of cultures and like trying to fit in and stuff like that. So I'm excited to start this. I know it's going to be really good. Stonewall Book Award. That's pretty neat. So I'll let you know what I think about it. There's like not much description. I've heard like other people talking about it, like Kayla at Books and Lala. I remember her reading it and I think she liked it. So I don't know. I'm excited to give it a go though, because I like verse books. Also, it's pretty short, and that's that on that. So I'm reading the Black Flamingo right now. It's the, not just Black Flamingo. I didn't realize that. So it is about like his sexuality and like learning about himself, but like he's always kind of known who he was and that he likes boys, but at the same time he's struggling with like the people around him, and he's very open and honest about like his sexuality, but he's at a Catholic school in London, so he gets kind of like bullied, but then he's like has a lot of, I don't know, it's really nice so far. I really like it. I like the way that Dean Atta kind of formats some of the poems. Like, at one point he's talking about flamingos fighting, how it almost looks like they're kissing, and that their necks are bent in a way that it's like a heart, and the poem is in a heart, and it's really sweet. And I love his mother. I love his friends. And I love how a lot of people have his back, even though some people are cruel and mean and just, ugh. But, yeah. I love him, though. I love him. I love him. It starts from the time that he's young. So he's like a baby at the beginning, and then it goes to him being like 6 and 7, and then up into middle school. And now we're in high school. I'm like this far in. So gonna see where it goes from there. He has like crushes on boys and stuff, and you know, it's cute. I like it. Oh my god, Michael's doing poppers. Oh my. Do I drink it? I will admit I laughed too soon. I just thought that was funny, and then the scene took a little bit of a turn there, and I was like, oh yeah, yeah, no, oh yeah. Hey everyone, so I finished the Black Flamingo, and it was so good. It was really amazing. I mean, I really liked it, but at the same time I felt like there was some thread of me that was like, this is not a 5-star book for me. It's like, maybe it was just so fast, but it didn't impact me like fully. I think it was a very important book, very good book. I loved the poetry inside of it. The text exchanges were good. That was interesting. I loved the way that Michael came to understanding himself, his sexuality, and like expressing himself and learning how to express himself in the fullest way he can to show who he really is, and how he just becomes the Black Flamingo. And like, I love that. I love the monologues that happened that Michael would do, or like his friend Lenny had this one monologue that I was like, because Michael had said he only likes white guys, and this girl Sienna said she only likes Black guys, and Lenny's like, both of those are issues. Oh my god, I just flipped right to it. So the only like a Black person saying they only like white people is an internalized racism, and a white person saying they're only into Black people is fetishization. You understand It's like a fetish. Lenny goes into how it's important to like someone for who they are, not their skin color, obviously. And it's like Sienna, by saying she only is attracted to black men, is kind of saying like, it's like in a way your skin color does matter, in aside from who you are as a person. I hope that makes sense. Anyways, I loved it though. I thought it was really poignant. It was interesting, Michael figuring out who he is as a person in general. Definitely say pick this up. It's a really fast read. And yeah, that's about it. Kind of wish there was like more of a love aspect. Like, I understand it felt like Michael was like looking for someone the whole time, and he did find people of interest, but like nothing really happened. And he did end up sticking up for himself in certain situations where it's like, you got this. Like, that was amazing. But I don't, like, it played with the romance aspect and like Michael's romantic like self, but it didn't really go as far as I wanted it to. Like, I wanted something to happen. I don't know, maybe it just mattered who he is and understanding himself, not so much himself with other people. Yeah. Okay. Those are my thoughts. Next up is another verse book, another book in verse. So this should also not be that long because I started Black Flamingo yesterday, and here we are again. Kwame Alexander booked. This one is about soccer person, Nick Hall, and he's 12, and he's gonna, something happens. You know, there's a bombshell announcement. That's all I know, bombshell announcement. And we'll see life through Nick Hall's eyes. I'll get back to you when I get a little bit into this. Maybe finish it. It should probably only take me like an hour or two, I feel like. This is not going to take much time. So I'll get back to you about that. Bye for now. Hey everyone. So as you can probably, gosh, airplane. Hey everyone. So I finished booked in like an hour, or maybe a little over an hour. It's kind of a short read in the sense that it's all in verse, and it is like middle grade, so it's pretty fast. I really did like it. I gave it 4 stars. It wasn't like all-time favorite level, but I thought it was really good. It's like follows Nick Hall. His parents are getting a divorce, and he just loves soccer. His dad really encourages him to read this dictionary that he had written, and so it has a lot to do with words and intelligence and vocabulary, which is kind of cool. I'm like, I kind of enjoy how at the bottom of some of the poems he'll use like a bigger word, and then there'll be like a little footnote to explain what the word means, the definition, and then it also has like an example. So it'll be like malapropism, noun, the amusing and ludicrous misuse of a word, especially by confusion with one of a similar sound. Here's an example. My English teacher, Miss Hardwick, is a sheep in cheap clothing. Is a wolf in cheap clothing. Oh my god, learn to... I switched out the word for the word that was the malapropism. Malapropism? I don't know. This is definitely for middle schoolers, but obviously even I could use some help with my vocabulary. So that was fun. I think it could be a very good book for especially like middle school boys, and how it like deals with topics that could play a big factor into their lives, like figuring out how life is going to be after your parents' divorce, or when you get troubling news that kind of just sends your world into a tailspin, because he was just a happy-go-lucky person living a good life, a little bit shy. He was being bullied, but at the same time, it was like the normal things that middle schoolers are dealing with, like having the mean person at school that picks on you. Not saying that that's not that big of a deal, because that can be a very big deal, and it can really traumatize you being bullied as a child. But the like other things happening as well, and things just piling up thing after thing, and the bullying getting worse and stuff like that. It goes from just little taunts to like something a little crueler. I think my main thing with this book is the fact that the ending was just kind of, it just happened. It's just like, oh, it's over. And I was like, wait, this is over? Like, you're ending it there. We didn't get closure on anything. Like, I wanted some closure, but at the same time, I feel like I do want to pick up the crossover after having read this, because I really did enjoy it. I think Kwame Alexander has this really lyrical way of writing where sometimes it just feels like prose in poetry form, but then it feels like kind of like that hitting poetry where it's like boom, boom, boom. And it's like almost like a song going on in your head, the way that he kind of composes it. Yeah. And then like, I don't know, it's just interesting, his relationships and his like, how he talks about books. And there are also erasures in here, which I think is really cool, like erasure poetry, where you take a page of a book and you erase everything, like you black everything out except for the words that you want to use. So he does that with like Three Musketeers and a couple other books. That's just the one I'm holding up now. Oh, he does the one for Huckleberry Finn, and that was pretty funny. So I'd say give this a read if you haven't, if you want to just spend an hour or two with like a good sounding book. It was a good read. I wouldn't say it's light, because it does deal with topics that are kind of like hard hitting, you know. But I also wanted to say, wait, I shouldn't just take that off 1 second. I'm gonna unveil the book for you, because I had the library edition before, but then I ended up buying this because I saw it for $1 somewhere, and I was like, I'm gonna pick that up. So I saw that like right here, I'm like, wait a second, there's something on the actual book cover. So pull it off. It's a soccer ball. This is so cute. Like, this is the cutest thing I've ever seen. I'm gonna take that off. Don't you love this? Because I love this. Oh my god. So good. My roommate is, he plays soccer, indoor soccer. I took off the jacket in front of him and he was like, what? You know? He loved it. So yeah, that's it on that. I'm gonna start Truly Devious today. I'm going to hopefully start it today. I'm gonna also hang out by a pool. Other news, just real quick, I guess this can be a little bit of a vlog, even though I'm not really like gonna show you anything I'm doing, because I kind of like these, just like talking about the books. Maybe I'll have more vloggy things another time, you know. But ow, my arm really hurts because I got my first shot. Your girl's vaccinated now. I mean, I still have to get the second one in 3 weeks, but yesterday I went and got the first one. I know I'm not immune, but it's really exciting, you know. Just come on, mRNA, send that data to my cells or whatever. I am obviously not a doctor. I am not a medical scientist, you know, no professional here, but that's really exciting. Yep, my arm hurts, so I'm gonna get going, and I'll probably pick up Truly Devious today by Maureen Johnson, I think. I don't know why I didn't bring it out here with me. It's like sitting inside, but I don't feel like going and getting it. So that's me on me. Thank you. The game is afoot. Oh my goodness. I mean, I just started it. I did not know any of what this was about because I don't read synopsises. That's just who I am. I go off recommendations and book covers. Sometimes I read a synopsis. It's a lie. It's a lie. I'm sitting in a parking lot right now. But so Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. It takes place at like this very like small, very rich prep school that's free though by this like tycoon millionaire back in the day in the 30s. And it takes place in the 30s and present day. And it seems there is a murderer named Truly Devious. And I am intrigued so far. That first section, I was like, wait, what? Like, what? This isn't what I saw coming. I mean, obviously I didn't know anything about the book. So I am really liking it. Very descriptive. You feel like the setting, it's like the way Maureen Johnson is setting this up with like the atmosphere, you kind of like, through how she describes it, like this like place in Vermont, you're like, okay, I get it. And also I'm just liking the characters too. Our main character, Stevie, she seems like strong, independent girl who's gonna get it done, and she's like a Sherlock Holmes type, kind of like the girl who started Dottie. And I'm like, okay, I love my Sherlock Holmes types. I should probably read Charlotte Holmes. I tried reading it before and I didn't get very far, but I do love a Sherlock Holmes type because that's kind of how I am. I'm always trying to solve a mystery in my own life, even when I don't need to be. Yeah. Okay. Talk to you later when I have some other news. I just thought I'd update you on what this book was. Okay. I get what's going on here. Where did I leave off? I don't even remember. I think I was at the very beginning. But I am so enjoying this. Okay, so I'm very into the mystery. I'm into the crime. I'm into crime solving. I'm into Sherlock Holmes. We know I'm into it. I am enjoying all the characters. I love like the boarding school kind of like that thing. I'll probably enjoy anything that's boarding school related, and the mysteries involving it, and how each of the characters, like Stevie, were mainly in her mind, so we don't really understand what's going on with each character. Each of them has like their own thing that they're into and the reason that they're at this school, but now they're kind of coming together, some of them, and like putting those things that they enjoy into a group project, 3 of them so far. And I'm like, let's see what happens. Maybe it'll help her solve the mystery. I mean, I kind of know that something about this series that, yeah. Anyways, if you've read this, like, I know that it's not, I have literally no idea who Truly Devious is, but I feel like we've already met them. Yep. So I'm going to keep reading this, and then I'm going to shoot a video. I need to shoot a video for Tuesday. I usually upload on Tuesdays and Fridays right now. I think it was always Tuesdays, but I think I added Fridays, and then I tried to do Mondays and Thursdays, and that just got really weird because I was like, that's not happening. And then I tried to go down to 1 day a week, and then I was like, that's not happening either. Back to 2 days a week because I'm crazy. This isn't a vlog where I talk about my life, but here we are talking about me. I haven't really done a vlog where I talk about my life in like 2 months or so. It's kind of wild, because my last vlog was also me just reading books for this class. I think I'm just like, I don't have time to take B-roll, so we're not going to call this a vlog. It's going to be called Rachel Reads Her Books for School. Okay, bye. I'm back. Stevie's the main character. She has like a really weird obsession with making friends. Like, I know we all want friends, and I understand sometimes they're hard to make, and like, I'm here for that. I get that. But like, I don't know, at first it seemed like it was her parents' issue, but then all of a sudden it's like her issue, and she has these jealousy things that are happening, and I'm like, I don't know if I trust you specifically. You're a little weird. Like, you have something going on. with your friend obsession and like your jealousy thing that like definitely is happening, and then you're like, oh, but like whatever, you know. And I'm like, I don't know. She's like, I'm at this point in the book about halfway through. She's like, I have friends, blah 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 blah. I'm like, also blah blah blah. Like, I have friends. I have friends. I have friends. You might not believe it, but like, I have friends. You know. Okay. Hey, so I realized I should probably update y'all. It's been a couple of days. I finished Truly Devious, and I loved it. I loved it. I can't wait for the rest of the books. I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed how it was split up between past and present, and you're watching the story unfold, like the past story, as like Stevie Bell, who knows most of what's going on in the present, is kind of discovering what's going on with them, but also there's more mystery that unfolds in the present, and you're like, oh no. And you can't trust anyone. There's no trust. The end is a cliffhanger, and they ended in a way that you didn't really see coming. Or at least like, I wouldn't have seen it coming had I not already heard from other people how it ends and how the series kind of goes. Like, I don't really have information as to what happens in the end, but I did know that this was not like the end, you know what I mean? So we're gonna keep progressing in the case as the series goes on, which I cannot wait to read it. It was so much fun. There are like interviews throughout it, and there's just like so many characters that I liked. I liked how the past sections took different points of, like, it followed different people, and in some cases you kind of found out more than the people in the present that actually know the case would even know, because there's definitely something going on with, say, like what's her name, Flora, yeah, in the past. Flora, was her name Flora? The friend of the Ellingham's wife. I don't remember people's names, but the present people, I enjoyed that going on too. The cliffhanger in the present is kind of like, what? You know? I mean, it's not a cliffhanger. It's just kind of like you get some information where you're like, wait, what? But also, how does that affect us? You know, I guess it affects like Stevie in a way, but I don't know. I gave it 5 stars because I thought it was just truly, genuinely, probably one of the best mystery young adult books I've read. I've only read a couple of young adult mystery books. I've read One of Us is Lying and Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I think that's what it's called. So that's that. And I would say pick it up if you haven't. I can't wait to read the rest. I know that everyone loves it, so I'm excited. Other than that, I also have started sorry, I've been so bad at updating. I've had a lot going on in my life, but I've still been reading, so it's like, whoopsies, sorry y'all. I've been reading Anna Dressed in Blood by Kendare Blake, and this one, it's not my favorite, but I've been listening to it along with the audiobook, which if you get the choice, don't listen to the audiobook. The narrator is giving the weirdest voices to anyone that's not Cass, the main character. It's like, what's her, I don't remember anyone's. Carmel will be speaking, it'll be like, guys, hey, or like Thomas will be speaking, it'll be like, hey guys, and you're like, why are you talking like that? Why are you choosing to speak like this? Anyways, let's talk about what this book is about, not just the audiobook. So this is about Cass. He's kind of like a ghost killer person. His dad he is in the bloodline of ghost killers, and his dad was killed by a ghost, and he's kind of picking up where his dad left off, and he wants to go to this one town where there's this ghost called Anna Dressed in Blood. Her name's Anna, she lives in this house and her throat was slit, and she is like, every time someone comes in the house, they get like torn in half, and she's getting worse and worse. And he's like, how is this possible? She's the worst ghost ever. And he kind of makes friends with this guy Thomas, who is a mind reader, and Thomas's grandfather, who's a dark witch. So and it's just like, I don't know. So he's trying to kill Anna, but also like it's kind of interesting the fact that Anna is not like the other ghosts, and Anna actually like will like has knowledge and knows what's going on. She's aware of the fact that she's a ghost, and she is aware enough to speak to Cass. She knows that he's trying to kill her, but there's like two sides to Anna. You know, she's the bad Anna, or she's like the good Anna, the 16-year-old. And are they in love? Who knows? Who knows? But is he still trying to kill her? Who knows? So I'm like almost done with this book, in other words. Boom. Look at that. And as I said in my TBR thing, I was like, it's kind of weird that it's like red letters. It's like these maroon red letters. And I think it's to give it the feel that you're reading a book that's written in blood, because even when Cass finds out about Anna, because he has like people who kind of tell him when something's going on so that he can go take care of business, and he finds out through this letter that's written in blood, and it's dramatic. But like he's also like, oh my god, the dramatics, you know. So it's like I think it's supposed to be mildly funny. Do I find it mildly funny? I don't know. I'm not loving it so far. I'm not hating it, but I'm not loving it. I think I gave you a synopsis as to what this book is, though. Yeah. I'll tell you when I finish this, because at this point it's like, I'm not going to give you any updates. We're just going to finish it, and then we're going to start Moxie. That is the plan. Okay, so the narrator makes Thomas sound like, Cass, we've got to get out of here. That's not a voice. It's not a voice. Hey. So, I finished Anna Dressed in Blood, and, yeah, I love, no. I was not the biggest fan of this one. I gave it 2 stars, but I feel like sometimes I can be so bad at rating things. I'm like, well, I mean, like, it wasn't like the worst book ever. And I'm like, Rachel, you didn't actually like it that much, though. You can't give it 3 stars, like, or 4. Like, you didn't actually like it. The jokes were not good. The dialogue was kind of dumb. I'm sorry if you like this book. I feel like it was written so long ago that if you read it when it came out and gave it a good score, you're probably like, I probably wouldn't now, you know? Maybe it was partially that audiobook that did it to me, but it wasn't that great. I was not that interested. Just subpar book, like very subpar. 2 stars at best, like 2.5. It's like, it's okay. It's not something I would ever write home about. I'm not going to recommend it to any of you. I'm not going to say that there's certain people that would like this. Maybe they would, but I'm just not going to recommend it because it was not a fave. You know, it's not going on the end of the year thing. Like, I would throw it, but it's a library book. Also, I wouldn't throw my own books. Maybe I have. Who knows? Okay, bye-bye, Anna Dressed in Blood. Not going to read the sequel, I'll tell you that. Anna Dressed in, no, for me. Also, Cassandra Clare writes that it's spellbinding and romantic. When was it romantic? I mean, I guess there was, like, some people liked each other, but it was not romantic. I would never call this romantic. Like, that is also spellbinding in a bad way. Oh, now the claws come out on me. I didn't like you. What we are now reading is Moxie. This is the last book I'll have to read for my young adult literature class for my degree, my master's in library science, in this class that I am taking. And I am excited for Jennifer Mathieu. I should have looked this up. Mathieu. I'm really excited for this one. I saw the show, or the movie, and it was very good. It follows Vivian Carter. She is just kind of your normal girl, not super popular, not super unpopular, but she becomes very like punk rock, writes a zine, is feminist, is like against like the patriarchy sort of thing, and is going to stand up for her rights and everyone else's rights. Girl power. I'm pretty excited. I love Doc Martens. Yes, I do. I don't have a shiny pair. All my pairs are like more of a matte. I'm gonna start reading this book. I'll get back to you. I didn't read the back of it, so if it turns out that I described the movie and that's not what happens in this book, I'll let you know. Bye. Hey everyone, it's me again. I'm right now reading Moxie, and I am really enjoying it. I'm 200 something pages in, so I'm past halfway. I was listening to an audiobook at work today. It is so girl power. I don't know if I might like the movie more. So like, I'm really enjoying this book, and I think it is wonderful. It is important to learn about what it is to be a feminist, and how it's not a scary word, and how it should be embraced by everyone because equality is very important. The story in general is very interesting, like taking a stance and Viv learning about what it means to stand up for who she is and her gender, and not allow misogynist things to go on around her, because she is in a very misogynist school where it's like the principal's son is a horrible person. He is a villain of all villains, and he's like, trigger warning, he's been basically taking advantage of girls and like molesting girls, and they do this like weird game where they like bump and grab, I think they were calling it, and it's disgusting. But at the same time, I feel like the movie kind of made him out to be an even bigger villain than, I mean, that's villainous no matter what, like 100% both ways villainous. But it's like somehow he's like almost worse in the book, you know? No comparison, always bad though. But it's like they had to add more, I don't know, to the movie, and kind of switched around, but I haven't gotten to the end, so maybe it'll end with the same way that it ended in the book, where he's like, horrible. So Viv is a very strong character. I feel like she's not as questioned, and they don't have the whole other side of it, talking about like her privilege as just being white as well, like the whole discussion of race, and like there are minority characters in this, but you don't have that thing that happens with Claudia in the movie, which was so powerful, where she's like, you don't understand, you aren't a child of immigrants, like that whole discussion that happens, that really just like, bam, it kind of hits you in the gut and gives her more of a realization of what she's doing. Also, you don't get the discussion with, what's her name? Lucy in the movie, the new girl. So the new girl, Lucy, you don't get the discussion in the beginning of like, I'm just not gonna let that stand, like I'm against these things. And she's not as outspoken, like she is outspoken, but not as outspoken as movie Lucy. So I feel like that's a little lacking, but that's just me comparing. Like, I'm loving this book as a book, and I don't think it per se needs those other elements, but at the same time, I think that the movie gave importance to those things, and I like how it added those things because it gave it more to think about and more to kind of digest. So also, I really like how they have the actual zine in here, you know, so you get like the real zine as you're reading. That's really fun. I'll let you know what I think when I finish it. Once I finish it, I finish this vlog, and I finished my 30 young adult books for my class, so that'll be wonderful. Thank you. Okay, so obviously I'm wearing the same thing that I wore in the opening clip because I just filmed that right now, and this is the closing clip. I have, whoa, I have finished all 5 of the books. I actually finished the last Moxie like 2 or 3 days ago. I finished it on maybe Friday, and today's Sunday. So closing thoughts, I think all in all I had a good reading week. I think I enjoyed most of these books. I had a pretty good time reading them, and altogether it was like, it was good. It was good. How many more times can I say good? I think I only had one that I was like, yeah. And as I get further away from it, I start not liking it more and more, so that's not good. But let's go through the books I read. I read Black Flamingo by Atta. This was a beautiful story. It was so fleshed out, and Michael was wonderful. There was something kind of missing that I was like, I feel like maybe I needed more of a plot. It felt a little bit like it was just wandering, a lot of wandering around through someone's life instead of having an actual like arc, a story arc, which I kind of missed because I do like that. I'm sorry, I like a plot line. If you could find the plot, please tell me. I gave it a 4. Next up, booked by Kwame Alexander, and that was Nick Hall, soccer guy. I really did like this book. Would I recommend it to people? If you like young adult or middle grade, and also if you like novels in verse, then maybe Airplane. So if you like middle grade, if you like novels in verse, then maybe I would recommend this, but mostly it was really good. I enjoyed it. I look back on it and I'm like, that was a pretty good book. It did have plot. I gave it a 4, and yeah, I think I need to really think about my rating system though, because like a 4 should mean that I like really liked it, but did I really like this that much? Gosh, I really need to just like contemplate. Anywho, on we go. Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson was a wonderful book. I gave it a 5, and I can't wait to read the rest of the series. I know that it's out right now, but I have a lot of adult books I want to read right now. I can't wait to find out what happened in this mystery. I think it was really well put together. I liked both the plot lines, the current, like the 1920s and the current day. I think it was interesting looking at both, and I loved all the characters, or like was interested in the characters and like what was going on. Kind of interesting the way it ended, but I can't wait to read more. Love it. Anna Dressed in Blood. This was the worst book of this series. This is by Kendare Blake, and I would not recommend. I thought it was really atrocious. Not that atrocious, it was just kind of dumb. It felt very dated. I'm sorry if you love this book, but maybe you should go back and like think about it or reread it, because this I'm not telling you to do anything, you know what I mean? But this was just like, it felt like I was trapped 10 years ago in like some stupid humor that I just couldn't get. I don't think I would have liked this as a teenager either, even though I was an adult by the time it was written, I think. How old are you, Rachel? Yeah, I was an adult. I was like 20. Anyways, not that great. Would not recommend. I look like, as I get further away from having read it, I'm like, I will probably never look on this with good eyes. I think a 2 is correct though, because I think I didn't hate it to the point where I will think about how much I hated it for the rest of my life, but I didn't like it enough that it'll probably go down in the nothingness of nothing, so that's a 2-star for me. Lastly is Moxie. This was a wonderful book. I think everyone should read it. Go feminism, go girl power. I love it all. That is me. And I'm like, I wish I had a Moxie when I was in school. You know what I mean? Like, I wish this was a thing. I wish I had created it. Like, I wish I made some zines. That's really cool. Like, you are cool. I love it. And everyone's learning in this book. Like, learning from their mistakes and learning from each other. It's getting really sunny out. I hate it. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Overall, I think I had a really good reading vlog. It wasn't really a reading vlog though, because I didn't show you anything I did all week, which is probably good because I did not have a good week. I'll tell you that. It was horrible. That's why I kind of took a couple breaks in between reading, but you know, a little bit about my life, but I'm not actually gonna go into it. Weird week. I think that's it though. I think that's gonna be the end of the vlog. I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, all the things if you enjoyed me. And I come back usually once, twice a week, usually twice a week, unless like something chaotic happens in my life like it did last week. So that's why I didn't post on Tuesday, and this is too much information because it doesn't matter right now in the scheme of like, if you're watching this months from now, like, who the fuck cares? Yeah. So I hope you have a very nice day.